Good morning. It's Saturday, the next day after I made this beautiful sassafras bow. And after shooting it for quite a few shots, I noticed it had string follow. So there's no way of knowing if it's the wood just kind of gently took the shape or the cells got crushed. But what I did was I only had this 1 inch backset jig and it bent very easy. And I put it on this 1 inch backset jig again and I'm going to cook it. Why? Not for performance. I mean, the bow is what it is. It's a lighter type of wood that doesn't produce a lot of energy, but I don't like the string follow. And I had these limbs really thick when I cooked it. And as you can see now, they're a lot thinner. So I'm going to, I put this jig up here so I could adjust the length of my gutter system. And I'm going to take this off and we're going to light it, and once the coals get cooking, we're going to cook this again. And I do have a spray bottle just to make sure where I sanded don't catch on fire over here, all right, in the riser section where the cutout is. But it's an experiment to see what happens. I mean, I love the bow, came out great, but the string follow just bothers me a little to the point where I'll take a chance of ruining it, fire harden it, then hang it up and not shoot it again because I don't like the string follow. So that's the plan today. Second cook, sassafras bow. A little windy today, but that's okay. Maybe it'll help the coals catch a little faster. While the coals are still catching, I got the riser just a little higher. And like I said, I really don't want to scorch anything at this point, but I do want it to cook. So I got to be a little gentle with the riser. And what I'm able to do is, because I have the foil, rolled up, I'm able to push it down and move coals with this stick. That's you have to have the stick and the big gloves. Okay, I'm able to make a space under here that I can go lower. Okay, we got some heat coming up. I got to watch it because it's almost there and the coals have to cook a little bit more. So we're going to let it go and then I'm going to check the heat. It's almost there. And how you check the heat is put your palm underneath the limb like this. And you go 1, 2, 3, and it should be hot that you have to pull it out. And it's common sense. You don't want to burn your hand. So like I said, these coals are just starting. And I'm okay with warming up the wood a little before I adjust the heat. I love that bow, other than the string follow or set, and we're going to see what happens. But look how beautiful it came out. I even like the shape of the riser and everything about it. And the fact that it's a low pound bow doesn't matter because I showed you yesterday that if you use lighter arrows to match your bow versus a heavy bow with heavy arrows, you could probably get the same performance out of it. Like if you ever go to these Olympic shoots with the kids shooting, they got low power 25 pound bows and they're shooting 50, 70 meters. Granted they have sights and everything, but I'm just saying those lightweight bows get out there, okay, with the right arrow combination. So we're going to just try to cook the wood, and I'm trying to eliminate set today. That's all. If I had 1 inch of set, it would be okay. But at the end of the day, I had like 2.5 inches of set, or 2 inches of set, and it was too much. And if it makes me unhappy and I'm not going to use it, I'm going to try again. I say this all the time, that the time really isn't as important as the color of the wood, but I do have a guide that I like to cook these for 2 hours. So we're going to test the temperature because the coals are going pretty good now. We have a start time at 11, and I'm hoping kind of by 1, it's the way I want it. So I put my hand underneath. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a little hot, but let me see. If it's a little hot in the one spot, and you can see sometimes the coals are a little higher, so you just knock them down a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think we're good. And I always, you don't see this in my videos, but I keep this just as a safety thing. It's a spray bottle of water. Just in case you're distracted or whatever, you catch a little flame, you give it a little squirt. I haven't had that happen, but so today, because of the rise is shaped, I don't want anything catching. I'm going to pay attention to make sure the wood isn't smoking and it's the coals. And we're going to let it go for 2 hours. And when we're done after 2 hours, I'm going to hydrate it, and I'm not going to string it till tomorrow. And tomorrow, I'll string it, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, we have it cooking, and what I want to show you now is it's been only cooking for 15 minutes, right? And this has been cooked before. But look at the clamps. And I'm not forcing nothing. Okay, by the riser, it didn't really go much, but it went a little. By the limbs, a little bit. Okay? So even though it's cooked, as it's heating up, the clamps loosen up a little bit. Just make sure, nice and gentle, hand tight, they're snug. I'm constantly checking this for the proper height for the heat at the minimum every 10 minutes. And it's at the half-hour mark, but I'm not even going to raise it to show you because it's colored already from the prior fire hardening. I'm going to wait till the hour mark and lift it up and show you what we got. But it's cooking, and like I said, it's working. It's doing its job. The clamps were a little looser. It's the half-hour mark. I took the stick and I knocked off ash. I put more coals in. Checking the clamps. They're a little loose again, just a little bit. Slight turn. Okay. I checked the temperature. I'm constantly checking the temperature. And I'm going to wait to the hour mark because it was fire hardened already. And if I lift it up and I show you, well, you see the fire hardening from yesterday. But at the hour mark, I'll pick it up and I'll show you what it looks like. And then we'll put it down and cook it for the rest of the time. And the reason that I made this sassafras was a lot of people say you couldn't make a bow with it. They said it was tension weak. So I said, I wonder what happens if I cut one down and I fire harden it. And I fire harden it good enough that the heat will go through some of the wood and around the wood and maybe make the whole bow a little stronger. And the other thing that I wanted to prove was why they break was the method that Keith Shannon used with the yardstick, or you use a straight edge, any kind of straight edge, and you microtiller, go down 1 inch at a time. What that allows you to do is at 1 inch at a time, okay, you just go down an inch, and you look at it, and it looks good. But you put the straight edge up, and you see a flat spot here, a flat spot there, and you're able to make a mirror image, a nice bend. And what that does in theory, in actuality, in fact, is when you remove wood and you get a perfect bend, it distributes that tension, okay? It distributes the tension throughout the whole limb, throughout the whole bow evenly. And that allows you, with a bow that's maybe weak in tension, where it might break because you have too much tension on one end or in the middle, okay? It allows you to make a bow that's shootable if you get that bend even from the beginning, and as you go down, you maintain it, okay? You see the chair blow over? We have these crazy wind gusts today. It's ridiculous. But anyway, that was the reason I made the sassafras bow, because I just wanted to see if I could do it, to see if what I believed was it would make the whole bow a little more harder, a little more durable. And I wanted to just demonstrate to everybody, if you take your time with that tillering with the yardstick that Keith Shannon uses, that's his technique for tillering. Like if you go to watch his video, tillering a 1,000-year-old bow, and I would suggest you buy his fire hardening DVD at Shannon Outdoors, because it really will help you a lot. But you see, it works. Distributing the weight early, making a perfect bend, and you have a better chance at some of these bows that they say, oh, they're tension weak. Well, grab a tension weak bow. Try that micro tillering. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Okay? I'm retired. This is my hobby. And I didn't mind wasting a week's worth of my time to show everybody success or failure, because as you know, I show my failures too. So that's it. Show you in an hour what it looks like. We're at that hour mark. Put on my gloves, I raised it, and I'll show you what it looks like underneath. From the riser going to the right, we have color going throughout the whole limb again. Like I said, I don't know what it was from yesterday or today, but we got color going out to the tip. Okay, from the center of the riser, we're going out. Got the fade outs, got everything. We got that color going down to the tip. So as I showed you, it's cooked throughout for the hour, and then I'll show you either in the half hour or actually in the 2 hour mark. I'll call it cooked, and we'll put it up on the table and look at it. Just to let you know, the other thing that I do at the hour point of whenever I cook any wood is I just move the clamps. I move them over just even an inch, just so the spots that are covered will get heat treated for the second half, even though I believe without moving the clamp, that heat gets all around and cooks that wood. Underneath, you won't have a white spot. If you do that, you move it, the color will reach the spots that were the clamps had covered. All right, it's for a little bit for aesthetics, I believe, more than the actual heat going around. But I'm sure if I move it, it's good to have heat going to each individual spot that the clamps were covering. See when it's done. The winds are absolutely crazy. I have a cinder block on the bottom of my camera stand so it don't blow over. Well, we're at that 2 hour mark now, and I'm going to take it off and I'm going to put it on the table. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And what I'm hoping is that after it cools, when I take off the clamps, it will maintain most of that back set shape of the form, okay? That's what I'm hoping. So we'll see what happens. We'll put it up over there and check it out. As you can see, we have that dark color throughout the limbs again. And we're going to wait for everything to cool nice, and then we're going to take it off, and I'll show you if we have some sustainable back set or not. But I want to take this minute just once again. A friend at Peconic River Sportsman's Club, he had made self bows, a class from somebody out west, and he made a Osage orange bow in this class, and he's actually made 2 bows since then. And he's taken caribou and African game. He's taken everything, whitetails, with this bow he made. So one day he says to me, he says, I have a stave that's down my basement. I forget how long he had it, like 17 years, whatever it was. He says, and I know out of everybody that's in archery, you're the one who's going to make a bow out of it. So Cliff is the one who gave me an old Osage stave, a draw knife, some instructions. He actually had a sawhorse, but a sawhorse. He actually had a Boyer's horse, but with my bad back, I wound up using, as you see in my videos, a higher sawhorse that I adapted, made it stronger. So sure enough, I said, oh, I don't know. I don't want to make a bow. I says, I made one years ago. And me and my friend Joe Wossy made one years ago. Said it looked beautiful. It wound up breaking. I think Joe Wossy still has his to this day. So he says, give it a try. I says, all right. And I got it. And I was addicted. I was addicted like you wouldn't believe. I fell in love with making bows with a draw knife, getting trees, cutting down trees, scraping the bark off, making bows out of them. So I owe all of this madness to my friend Cliff from Peconic River Sportsman's Club. I can't thank you enough. It's an incredible hobby. I think everybody should have, who's into archery, okay, you got to be into archery. Anybody who's into archery, at least in one time during their life, make a bow, okay? It don't have to be Osage. It could be a tree from your backyard, and make a bow and shoot it, and it's the greatest thing ever that you could say, wow, this thing here was a tree, a log, and look what I made out of it. I made a shootable bow. It's incredible. So thanks again, Cliff, for making me go down this rabbit hole. I love every minute of it, every day of it. I'm a bow making addict. Okay. So this is getting cool. It's pretty cool. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes and I'll show you what we got. This is the second cooked sassafras, and we'll see what happens. Well, you can see I took off the clamps, and we have springback. How much springback? Let's see. Well, we have a little back set. We have roughly maybe a half an inch of back set, which is a good thing, okay? Maybe a little harder to see this way, but we have a little back set. So let me show you the limbs again. It's cooked again from the fade out all the way out to the tips. They really don't get any darker. Really didn't get that much darker. A little bit. It's evenly colored now. Okay, from the riser down. Okay. So what we're going to do now is what you do with all of these bows that you fire harden. Every one of them. Even if you do a heavy heat treat with a heat gun, I want you to hydrate the wood. Because if you have a moisture meter, sometimes after you use a heat gun, and you let it sit a little and you check it, it'll read 0. And 0 on these moisture meters like mine is 4% or less. So we're going to get this here. Wet rag. Dripping wet rag. Okay? A dripping wet rag. I'm not kidding you. This is something I do with every bow. Okay? And I'm going to hydrate this several times during this afternoon, and right before the evening I'll bring it in the house. But this is going to be drenched like this several times. And like I said on my other video, and I hope you remember this too, something Keith Shannon said to me. He said, as good as he is at tillering, you cannot tiller a potato chip. And if these are dried out, super dried out with no moisture, and you ever fire hardened something and went to bend it and it broke, that's why you never added moisture in. Okay? So when I say after you fire harden them or give it a hard heat treat, and I tell you hydrate, 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 I couldn't be any more serious on really letting the moisture soak up into this wood. Okay? So that's the plan. Soak it up tonight. Tomorrow I may put it on the tillering stick and put a long string on just to get it down a little and make sure it's bending evenly. We don't want to put too much pressure. And I'll get a string on it quick. Should be quickly to get a string on it. Maybe I'll have to tiller a little something here or there. But it should take a string pretty quick. And we're going to shoot it again, just have some fun shooting it. And we'll see what it looks like. I have a 3D tournament I'm going to shoot tomorrow. Fun tournament to shoot. And if I don't get to do this tomorrow on this tiller and stick, it'll be Monday. Today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday for the shoot. So probably Monday, the latest, you'll see the results of this. All on one video, so you won't miss a beat. All right? Going to be continued with a string and tillering. A tillering check. Okay, it's the next day. It's Sunday afternoon. I just got back from a 3D shoot. I did pretty good. I used my self bows. And here we are with the twice hardened Sassafras bow named Sassy. And you can see it's got a tiny bit of back set. And we're going to pull it down and just check everything a little at a time. And we're going to try and get a string on it again. So we're going to check the bends from the tiller out here. And we still got that perfect bend, which I kind of expected we would have. We still got that perfect bend. So we're lucky. The fire hardened didn't change anything. But what I'm going to do is, since we fire hardened it, I'm going to exercise the limbs a little bit. Okay, we're going to go down to 22 inches here, which really don't mean nothing. It's just a reference point. And we're going to check on here. And it really is good. I mean, we're very lucky that I don't have to, so far I haven't had to take any material off. Okay, and it's good here too. So, since this was tilled, and we're almost down where you can put a string on, I think I'm going to put a string on it and see what it looks like. So I got a string on my twice fire hardened bow here, and I want to show you the knot. There was a knot here in this sassafras that after I fire hardened it, it was gone. There was just a hole there. So I took a little JB Weld, clear weld, epoxy, put it in there with a little sawdust just to have some structure to it. It's stronger than when the knot was in there, I'm sure. And on the back of the bow, I sanded a little bit from after fire hardening it again. Some of that cambium or whatever is a little rough. I sanded it again. Okay, and it looks good. She's looking good. She's strong and she's even. Okay, so feels like she's got a little more weight. We're going to put it on that tillering stick with the scale. It gained 5 pounds. It's 40 pounds now at my draw length. The bow, for the second time fire hardening, gained 5 pounds. It's 40 pounds. So what I think we'll do is we'll go in the back and we're going to shoot a little at that 40 pounds and then string it. And I had tremendous string follow yesterday. It was like 2 inches. And we're going to see what it looks like. So first I'm going to clean up. I got I took out my sawhorse and my sander. I'll put it away, put the tillering stick away. We're going to go shoot some arrows and check it out. Okay, we're out in the backyard on the range with twice cooked sassafras. Beau's name is Sassy. Sassy's now 40 pounds. She gained 5 pounds with the second 2-hour cook. And you saw what I did. I hydrated it, wet rag, dripping. I did it several times, and then I let it stay overnight. And then I checked it on the tiller today. Okay, because you can't tiller a potato chip, and if you just go take a bow off fire hardening and don't put moisture in, chances are it'll break because it's dry. So yesterday you saw me shoot with the 700s, and they went to the left because they were a little stiff. So we had to try the 800s, the weak arrows. So let's try them today because we got like 5 pounds more and see where they impact. I'm going to shoot the bears about 15. I'm tired. My arm hurts from shooting 30 targets today, but here we go. Not bad. Still went a little left. Let me see. Shoot another one. Okay, let's try the 800s again. They're not as left, I don't think, as they were yesterday, I don't think. But let's try the 800s now. Okay, maybe it's just me. They're all grouping together. Try another couple 800s here, just quick. Okay, that's better. That's better. I have to think about what I'm doing. Be a shooting machine. Keep my hand up on target, my hand against the face. Let's try this one too. Better, see? I'm thinking about what I'm doing. Let's try 20 yards at that deer down there. That deer's 20 yards with the bag target, the new deer. Wow, pretty much right there, just a little low. All right, let me show you. It has a little more power than it did the other day, 5 pounds more. And this is actually what we want to see now. We shot a few arrows out of it. Okay, there's a slight bit of backset. Of string follow. There's only a very slight bit of string follow, okay? Not much at all. Where yesterday it was like really bad. Okay, so it's not that bad at all. And I don't know how much is memory from if the cells were crushed yesterday, shooting it because it wasn't fully fire hardened. So I'm happy with it. And it shoots pretty good. All right, let's go check the arrows out quick. Okay, you see the 800s? That's where I was aiming. The 700s are still weak. They're over to the left. Here's the 800 on a deer target, and left to right's fine, so I'm good with that. And again, I only shot this yesterday, and today after the 3D shoot, I'm taking shots with it. So it's shooting on the money. Left and right is good. Just have to work on up and down. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to. It's another thing I just wanted to experiment was, and it's a success, I believe, was whether you can fire harden the bow again and make a difference, make an improvement, and we did. I think early on, if you see a little set or something, or this was an unknown wood to me. They said they don't even make bows out of this, and I made a nice bow out of it. And then I realized with that it needed to be fire hardened more because when I cooked it, it was thick, and I don't think the heat penetrated. The fire hardening didn't penetrate the way it should. So anyway, twice baked, bow named Sassy, Sassafras, and I'm very happy with it. And I'll finish it, and it'll be added to my collection, and I'll take it out and I'll shoot it once in a while. Thanks for watching. Every day you wake up is a good day. Get out and shoot. Make a bow. Make a bow out of some wood that's in your backyard. You don't even know what it is. See how it turns out. Thanks for watching.